Okay, we've got Mudkip in that corner. Bulbasaur Hunt right above us. I believe this is already set. The flashbacks. I forgot about the flashbacks. Yep. Okay. Here we go. If I had to predict which one's gonna shine first, I think it will be Bulbasaur, just because of how quickly I can reset. I'm gonna do one right now. Nope. But I don't have to worry about... Oh, I forgot. I forgot I nicknamed the rival 1 in 8192 because those odds are crazy to me. Female Bulbasaur. Yeah, we could check and then just like big finger all 4 of the buttons and it resets. Meanwhile, I may hit oh, whoops. Accidentally switched screens. I hope that is not gonna be because of the buttons I put the counter on. No, we don't want that. I'm definitely gonna bump. Definitely gonna bump the camera. Maybe I give it a little more space. No nickname on Bulbasaur. No shiny Mudkip. Reset. Okay, didn't change the scene this time. It's okay. I think I just didn't have the right things lined up. We want Mudkip. And so both hunts begin. No shiny Mudkip. I do like... I like dual hunts more than just hunting solo, because it feels like in a way both numbers are connected, so you can't really... I mean, you can definitely feel like it's taking a long time, but you know that eventually one of them is going to shine before the other, and it's fun guessing which one. I'm actually actively being proven wrong right now. That Mudkip resets are faster. So who knows? Maybe it will be faster. Maybe it won't. I also really wanted to do Pokemon Sapphire because unlike a lot of the other gens of Pokemon, Gen 3, which I guess Leaf Green is also in the bracket for, Gen 3 has no way of raising the shiny odds. So I just thought it was a fun and cool challenge. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna up the encounters, even though we picked Torchic. Okay, luckily it's not shiny. Which it could be, and if any of those accidental Torchic clicks are shiny, then we're just gonna do the Professor Oak with shiny Torchic. I'm not gonna be resetting over that. That's crazy. But I haven't tested these hunts yet. I don't know what my hourly rate is for these. I don't know. So I'm just here for the ride, here for the enjoyment of shiny hunting. And both of these starters are probably some of my favorite shiny starters. I think Mudkip is my favorite shiny starter ever. So, oh my goodness. I should definitely move this camera up. Just consisting of first stage evolutions, it is definitely Mudkip. I think close seconds are Bulbasaur and Totodile, which I already have a shiny Totodile. I'm doing a little more recreationally. I'm doing a shiny badge quest in Heart Gold Soul Silver. That's my first shiny badge quest I've ever done. And I thought that would be interesting. One, because the shinies follow you. And two, because Heart Gold Soul Silver have 16 badges. So that's 16 shinies to find for each badge. No shiny Mudkip. And I am gonna raise this up a bit, just so I'm not hitting it so much. It's all an experiment. See if I can see the best way to reset these. No shiny. That's in focus. Pretty sure. I'm definitely gonna accidentally click that nickname for Bulbasaur quite a few times. If we're talking shiny middle stage evolutions, between the starters, ooh, that's really hard. Okay, I think this is an unpopular opinion, just because Pignite is such like a, I don't know, I guess stereotypical middle stage evolution. But I really like shiny Pignite. Shiny Quilladin too, and that's the same thing. Everyone really doesn't like Quilladin. I'm always going to be a Quilladin defender. I think Quilladin is a great middle stage. And he's just so round. How can you not love a round guy? Quilladin's shiny is really good. So shiny Chespin. I forgot about shiny Chespin. Okay. Grass Pokemon whose shinies are autumn colors are an instant, like, top 50 shiny for me. I love it. I think Leafeon should have been Leafeon's shiny. It doesn't get any better than that. Another female Bulbasaur. Have we gotten only 2? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if there's only 11 counters. Not Torchic. Oh, I accidentally clicked yes for Torchic. I also, is it crazy of me to want to find the shiny uncatchable Poochyena? Just because it'd be cool to see it on the Professor Oak Challenge. Like, I'll find a shiny Poochyena of my own. This is the only Poochyena uncatchable that we'd be able to find shiny. Did I up this counter? I don't think I did. So it'd be cool. I don't know, however, if I want to do the shiny Ralts that Wally gets. I don't know, because that's, the Poochyena would be a cool find. But if I don't find it before I find the shiny starter, I'm not gonna be that upset I found the shiny starter. But Ralts is just like a completely different story. I mean, you would be deliberately hunting an uncatchable. And I'm pretty sure that's before the first badge. So it would be like one of the first hunts that we do. It's just not, it's not worth it. I don't want to do that. There's no reward for me other than like seeing Wally catch a shiny Ralts and then never use it again. If they actually coded it that, like, if he caught the shiny Ralts, that's what he used, that would have been awesome, and I would 100% would have hunted that, because then the entire game, Wally would have a shiny Ralts, and then eventually shiny Gardevoir? Yeah, because Clay doesn't exist in this yet. Yes, shiny Gardevoir. So if he kept it, that would be awesome, and I would 100% would have hunted it. But, like, next time you battle him, it's not shiny, and just sucks. Not Torchic. So ooh. Pokemon League Nighttime. I like this one. This is also a new playlist for me. I used to just play lo-fi Pokemon, but I like other game music. But it is, there's a cap to how much to how many songs are on it. So I'll probably eventually change it once I get a little tired of the songs. But it's like 6 hours long. I'm definitely not going to be streaming for 6 hours today. I wanted to stream earlier today, but I just didn't have the time to. I was still setting up stuff for the stream. So Definitely can't stream for 6 hours today. Maybe one day I will end up having. Did that not go up? Okay, no. I just don't think I did it. Maybe one day I will have. Oh my goodness, and I did Torchic again. This is bad. With this rate, I'm 100% gonna find a shiny Torchic before I find shiny Mudkip. Which, I don't mind shiny Torchic, but shiny Blaziken is not that good. So I guess once I stream for 6 hours or more, then definitely I have to change the playlist, because or else it's just gonna reset. I will say I'm also glad that that you don't name your rival in Gen 3. They're just have preset names. Cause I'm bad at naming rivals. It takes me forever to come up with names. And I mean, Leaf Green's rival's name is 1 in 8192. That's not a good name. I mean, it fits, but definitely could be better. I think it also helps the Mudkip resets that there's like no dialogue beforehand. And we don't have to nickname it before we see it. So that takes way less time. I'm already more than 10 resets ahead. Or basically more than 10 more than 10 resets ahead. That's okay. I am kind of focusing a little more energy on Mudkip, just because this is like the big deal. This is what I'm coming back to streaming for. And that's fine. Eventually it will take, like, it'll be slower for hunts and stuff, just because I'll be doing other stuff on the Switch that takes more attention. But for today, why not just get two starter hunts out of the way? I say out of the way like I'm gonna get one of them today. That is not what I'm banking on. I'm also expecting Mudkip to last like at least a week, maybe more, with how not slow, with how low the odds are. So it's just not, it's not a fast hunt, but that is okay. But I know once I see that little purple guy, I'm gonna be happy. Because I'll definitely I actually don't know what is smarter for this. If I just like if I just blaze through with Mudkip all the way until the first gym so that I have most of this stuff unlocked, that'll help me That'll at least help me with the catching process. Because I'll have a good bit of money to buy on like Pokeballs and stuff. And it could definitely help Mudkip get to a higher level. I don't know. I gotta be honest, this is my very first Professor Oak challenge. So it's quite bold of me to be doing a shiny one. But I like the idea. And I got patience. I can do it. We've been getting a lot of female Bulbasaurs. Which is fine by me. That makes it even rare, and that'd be cool to have. Plus, I know Venusaur has a gender difference, and I'm pretty sure it's always been in there, or at least for a long time, so it should be in this one as well. I'm really trying to get this to be in focus. It's just not... I don't know. It's visible, but not the best. So... I also decided not to count the encounters I did before I stopped streaming in Bulbasaur, just because when I was doing it at the time, I wasn't counting encounters. And that was so long ago, like, it doesn't make a difference. I didn't find it, so it wasn't, like, that detrimental. And it wasn't a ton of encounters either. Like, I didn't have thousands of encounters before not streaming. I had, like, maybe 200, I don't know. Because I wasn't streaming for a long time during that time either. I mean, I'm not going to be streaming for a long time today either. But, the encounters weren't worth, going back in the streams and trying to count them. So I just thought I'd start both off at 0. And I'll definitely, for my sanity and not trying to take years off my life, I will 100% be doing hunting for the Professor Oak off stream as well, but I'll still document it. I'll still try and record as much as I can, even if I'm not streaming. And if I happen to find a shiny while I'm not recording, I'll rush as fast as I can to get it recorded during the catching process. And probably most of the, like, running through the game will be off stream. Maybe a little bit will be recorded. Just because that is not really, like, the focus of Professor Oaks. Like, the biggest part of the stories that's included for Professor Oaks would have to be the gym battles, and I'll probably record those. But yeah, like, running through routes, quickly going through Pokemon battles, it's not, that stuff isn't the important part of Professor Oaks, so I won't be doing that. Did I count? I think I counted that last Mud Kingdom counter. I also realized I don't have my water bottle with me. So I'm just gonna set up. I'm gonna make sure both are ready to check. And I'm not gonna look at them. And then when I go and get water and come back, one of them could be shiny, which would be crazy. Okay. Oh! Female Bulbasaur too. Okay. I gotta get ready to not look. How cool would that be if that actually happened? I wasn't expecting it to, but that would have been awesome. Okay. Oh, whoa. Rainbow Road. What is this from? Mario Kart 64. I haven't played much Mario Kart 64. The most I ever played of a Mario Kart to this day is probably still Mario Kart Wii. I loved Mario Kart Wii. And I still have the disc for it. However, I don't have the same Wii. So I don't have any profile on that mastered. I tried at one point. I thought it would be really cool to get another profile, because here's the thing. When I was a kid, me and my older brother would play video games all the time. He introduced me to Pokemon. I was like 3 when I started watching the Diamond and Pearl anime with him. So I've definitely had my fair share of Pokemon experience, but we played a ton of games too, like Mario Kart. So we were playing Mario Kart all the time, but we were playing it on his profile. And obviously there's different profiles in Mario Kart Wii in the game itself, but that is saved onto the Wii that you're playing on. And so in us playing all the time, and back then we didn't know we didn't know what unlocked what. We were just like, we're just gonna play. And then like slowly over time things got unlocked, and eventually we had a complete, like, everything unlocked profile on Mario Kart Wii. Now we get older, technology advances, Wii U comes out, and so now we're begging for a Wii U. We get one for Christmas. I think it was the year the Wii U came out. We got one that Christmas. And obviously there was a way to transfer your saved information on the Wii to... Did I have the Mudkip counter? I don't think I did. To save your information from the Wii onto the Wii U. And of course we did that, and so we moved it over. What we didn't know is that at the time we had multiple cards in our Wii, because there was the typical save information that we transferred over, but there was a SD slot for like playing older games on the Wii. I remember we had stuff on that too. And for some reason, that was the SD card that our Mario Kart save information was on. So when we sold our Wii after getting a Wii U, that SD card was still in there, and when we played Mario Kart Wii on the Wii U, all of it just gone. And my older brother was older at this point, and he wasn't trying to unlock everything again. So to this day, I still don't have a profile with Mario Kart Wii and everything on it unlocked. Over time, when I've played it, I've every now and again just progressed forward to unlock some stuff. Like there was one time I was playing with my buddies and I really wanted Funky Kong unlocked again, so I played through it a little before they came just to make sure I could play Funky Kong with them. But I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll have it unlocked. But I also played a lot of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch. Because that was one of the first games I had on the Switch. And I didn't have Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U growing up. We just had Mario Kart Wii. So when it came out, I really wanted to play a lot of it. So I have most of that stuff unlocked. But I'm still pretty sure that my most played Mario Kart game is Mario Kart Wii. But I also had a GameCube growing up. They used to be my older brother's. Then it was mine when he got the Xbox, I think 360. And so I don't know how exactly those two consoles translate to getting rid of one, but he gave me his GameCube. And I didn't have a ton of games on that. I think what I can remember playing were 3 games. I played Smash Brothers Melee. Terrible at it because I was a kid. I played Animal Crossing, which didn't get anything in that game done because, again, I was a kid. And then I had a SpongeBob game for the GameCube that came with a controller that was SpongeBob's face. It had like a joystick and a button. Probably had 2 buttons. And there was a button on top of his nose you could move around, and there was a button, I believe, on the base of it. So it's like 3 controls. That I didn't play much of. I didn't, because it was like level-based game. I was a kid. I didn't know what I was doing. I really just wanted to walk around in games. But I played a ton of Smash Bros. And Animal Crossing. But then my family moved one time. Not one time. We moved a lot of times. But one specific move, we had a few, me and my younger sister had a few last minute things in our rooms, and so we packed it all up into one box. Most of our stuff was separated, but all these last minute things were put in the same box. I think she had like a Barbie sports car. That's the only thing I can remember of hers. But I had my Pokemon card collection and my GameCube. The controllers were already packed in a separate box. So we packed all that stuff up and moved, and it wasn't until we were done moving, we unpacked all our stuff, that we realized that we had a box missing. And I think there was more than just that box that was missing. Like, I think my parents were missing a few things. But of me and my sister's stuff, the only thing that was missing was that box. So, just like that, GameCube gone, the games were gone. All I had were 2 GameCube controllers that I still have to this day. That were now worthless because didn't have any GameCube to use them. So they got put on the shelf in a closet for a long time. But I still kept them. And just recently, I bought a new GameCube. Came through a thrift store that I know. It was really good price. So I bought it. And now I've been slowly expanding my GameCube game collection because didn't have any more of those because those got lost in the move. So I've been able to get Smash Brothers Melee. I am not gonna look for the SpongeBob game. That doesn't have the same nostalgia as the others. I added Mario Kart Double Dash, that's the one on the GameCube, which is super fun. Me and my roommates play it a lot. Whoa. This music is getting intense. Maybe I turn it down a little bit. I actually don't know how loud it is for the stream, so maybe that was super annoying until now. But hopefully it's at a good volume now. But that's how the stories relate, the Mario Kart Wii and this one, because I got Mario Kart Double Dash for the GameCube recently. But I still have not been able to find... That's not true. Let me clarify. I have not been able to find Animal Crossing for the GameCube at a reasonable price. I don't know why. But for whatever reason, it is one of the most expensive GameCube games ever. Oh my gosh. I was lucky enough to find Smash Brothers Melee for a decent price. On like I think I found it on Facebook Marketplace, which is honestly where I find most of my decently priced things. but it's also where I find some crazy expensive things, which is absurd. But like I'd be willing to pay like original price, but nothing. It's not original price. It's way more than that. Actually, I don't know if that's true. I could be totally lying right now. I don't actually know the original price for Animal Crossing. I'm gonna look it up right now. What is the original price of Animal Crossing on the GameCube? Seen mixed signals. But I mean, like, okay, hold on. Here's the wiki. Maybe it's got something. No, it doesn't say, but I mean, like, they had to be like 40 bucks or something. Maybe even 60. I accidentally reset the counter for my kip. I think it was at like 57? No, it was more than that. Okay. I found it. It was 64. There we go. 64. Back at it! Stop checking. But yeah, like, everything's so expensive because it's old. And I get it, prices are gonna rise, but do they have to rise that much? I don't have that kind of money. It's not even a Pokemon game. Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, and Pokemon Coliseum are also on the GameCube. And believe me, I've thought about getting those games. You're out of your mind if you think I'm gonna pay those prices. Those are like multiple hundreds of dollars, the prices that I've seen. And I'm not paying that. I don't got that money. I got adult stuff to pay for. It's not worth it. It's not. I was already biting my tongue buying this Pokemon Sapphire copy. I just wanted to do it for real on a real cartridge. But I guess it's fine. I will say this one was a reasonable price because it was priced at about what other cartridges are priced for. But this one had a fixed battery. Like, it had a new battery. And so I swooped it up. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna pay pretty much the same price for a cartridge where the clock doesn't work anymore. I think I upped the counter on that one. I'm sure my counts are gonna be off sometimes. That's fine. I've always thought, like, for every encounter that I miss, I know in the future there's gonna be an encounter that I just never had. Like, I just input it twice. So it evens out eventually. And you know, for every 10 times I correctly input Mudkip, I accidentally input Torchic, and not every time. I haven't done it in a while. But knowing my luck, I would 100% misclick Torchic, and that's the time it's shiny. Even if, like, I wish Trico was in the middle spot, because I would totally take Trico as an accidental shiny. It's just Blaziken. I never picked my favorite shiny fully evolved starter. Okay, out of the way, Charizard. We all know that that's a sick shiny. Nice and... whoa. Not a nice dark color. You're not gonna catch me slipping. No, it's a nice shade of black, and I think older games it's a purple, and I love that. I know in Gen 2 it was like really purple, and that sprite always looked crazy to me. I was like, that is awesome. Let's see, shiny Venusaur, I gotta be honest, the whole shiny Bulbasaur line is incredible to me. shiny Venusaur. The flower is such a nice color. IMO better than Charizard. Well, that's why I'm hunting it in Leaf Green. Also, I chose Leaf Green because Venusaur. Actually, let's see. Gen 2. Feraligatr is a good one. I don't know if I'd call it the best. Gen 3, Sceptile and Swampert have fantastic shinies. Blaziken has a terrible one. I know it gets darker. I know some games you can see it more. I don't care. It's not for me. Fire types have very rarely wowed me. And so having a slightly darker, having a slightly more cooked chicken, not my deal. I can't remember. Uh-oh. I'm forgetting the Gen 4 shiny starters. I didn't count that Bulbasaur. Oh, Infernape's like a pink. I like that. I like Torterra with the green. It reminds me of the Bulbasaur line. Empoleon is okay. Is alright, I guess. Gen 5 Emboar has perfect shiny. Absolutely amazing. I'm in love with the blue flames. Superior has an okay shiny. Samurott has an okay shiny. Hisuian Samurott is way better. That's just true. Although Samurott does have a close place in my heart because I picked him when I first played through Generation 5. Gen 6. I feel like I'm forgetting a really good shiny. Oh, Greninja. Greninja is fantastic. Oh my gosh. I think Greninja is everything Charizard wishes he could be. That's my Pokemon hot take. I know they're both still insanely popular, but Greninja's just cooler. That's a fact. He's got a better black shiny. The tongue turning like a crimson red is so cool. I've already talked about the Chestnut line. Chestnut, for as mixed emotions I have for Chestnut, I genuinely think the shiny is great. Again, the autumn colors are a must-have for grass-type Pokemon. But I did say I love the Venusaur line. Okay. Are a very good plus for grass-type Pokemon. So it definitely wins a few charity points with that one. Delphox also has... Okay, Gen 6 has really good shinies all around for the starters. I'm not too... I don't know. I've never had a strong opinion about Delphox. I could take it or leave it. Which is funny, because I know a lot of people have strong opinions one way or the other with it. But I did want to have... I do have a little more of a fondness for it after Legends ZA because I played through the game with a Delphox because I wanted to have that connection with it. And it made me closer to it, so I do enjoy the shiny of it. Fennekin is cute, breaks in. I still have no emotions towards good or bad. Gen 7 also has really good shinies for their starters. Decidueye is fantastic, Incineroar is fantastic, and Primarina is beautiful. I don't know what you could ask for more from shinies. Gen 8 dropped the ball on that one. Inteleon has lackluster shiny. I'm gonna turn this music. Maybe it's just loud for me. I don't know how loud it is in stream. I'll probably go back and look at it. There we go. I will turn down Switch audio. Yeah, I think music's fine. Inteleon, lackluster shiny. Rillaboom, lackluster shiny. Cinderace is like the only one that kind of makes up for it, and it's still not like fantastic shiny. So I can't say much. Gen 9 kind of follows the same trend. I don't know, Skeledirge is cool, and I picked the Fuecoco line when I played it for the first time. I didn't shiny hunt it, but so I'm glad Skeledirge has the best shiny in that game. Meowscarada is good, it's subtle, so it loses little points on that. But it's better than, what is the final form? Quackkoval. That one's terrible. It just becomes a lighter duck. I don't like it. And I hate that having me wanting a shiny Living Dex in home means I have to shiny hunt it eventually. So that will be definitely one of the later hunts that I do. But if I was having to kind of hope for anything with the shinies, with the shiny starters for Gen 10, I love Gekwa. I think it looks great. Brout has really grown on me, especially with the especially with all the memes of it. I didn't like how it looked at first, but all the memes made it really funny, so I like it now. Yeah, just if a Pokemon makes me laugh, I like it. And Brout definitely made me laugh. But I think that at least Brout, because I have no idea what the evolutions look like. I think Brout is going to sadly suffer from the subtle shiny. Gekko, I think, is going to have completely different. And in my opinion, as long as it's not like orange and brown, it's going to be terrific. Pombon could go very many ways. So I hope it goes in a way that it looks good, even if it is like if it like reverts its colors and the orange on most of its body becomes the red from the tip of its fur and vice versa. I think that'd be fantastic. I really hope that Brout pulls a Rowlet and evolves into like the coolest fully evolved. And just like slaps the face of all the other starter lovers. I say as a Gekwa lover. But also in the fact that its final evolution has a killer shiny. Now, I don't imagine we're going to be able to soft reset hunt for it. I think those days of soft resetting for shinies are over. I think the last time we were able to do that was in Alola, which sucks. Especially with the fact that I don't particularly enjoy Masuda method hunts. I think the odds are great. I think some games it can be fun, but most of the time it's a dread. I just recently got Shiny Fione for my bingo board in Ultra Sun and Moon. So I did have to Masuda method hunt for that. But I don't like doing it. I don't. I really hope they bring back soft reset hunts for starters. Because it's just cool to go throughout the game with a shiny starter. But I think that time's dead. I think that's it. I think as we go on, there's gonna be a weird relationship that Nintendo and Game Freak have with shiny Pokemon. Like, they're gonna have methods to lower odds, but they're gonna be shiny locking a ton of cool Pokemon. So I don't know. I miss the days where nothing was shiny locked. All started, I guess not all, but the first big shift was when they shiny locked Victini in Pokemon White and Black for the event, and that sucked because we still have yet to get shiny Victini. And I don't think we're gonna get shiny Victini until we get Gen 5 remakes or Gen 5 ports of some kind. And then it's gonna be the home reward, like Manaphy is now, or Keldeo, or Meloetta. I think that's just going to be the case. Now I also, the thing with the Professor Oak, I originally had the idea for it in Emerald. I really wanted to do it in Emerald because that's my favorite Gen 3 game. However, Pokemon Emerald soft reset hunts don't work. Because every time you start a Pokemon game, you are given a seed, basically like an RNG seed, that makes the generation random. It's not random, each seed follows a pattern, but it's random because you don't know what seed you got unless you like hacked into the game and checked. And so the way soft reset hunts work is if in the frames that you don't find, like in the frames, if I don't find this shiny Mudkip right now, which I don't think I was adding the last 2 checks. Like if I didn't get the frame for the shiny Mudkip, like I just didn't, I'll reset, and now I have a new seed. Same thing for this Bulbasaur. Not shiny, reset, new seed, which means new shiny frames in the RNG. And that could make it so that this Mudkip is shiny. The problem with Pokemon Emerald is that when you reset, you're not given a new seed. You have 1 seed for the whole game, no matter how many times you restart. Unless you completely make a new save file, you have the exact same seed. So you can reset it over and over again right at the bag, like I'm doing right now with Mudkip. But if you don't have a shiny frame in those like seconds it takes you to get a Mudkip, you're never gonna get a shiny Mudkip. There are ways to go about finding a shiny Mudkip anyways. You could do like 50 resets on 1 save file just to kind of bounce around the frames, because they're not going to have the exact same timing for all the frames. Your inputs are going to be slower or faster. And then if you don't find it, you could completely reset the game, start a new save file, and do it that way. So 50 resets per save file. And that could work. That takes a little longer time. But there are soft reset hunts later in the game, so you wouldn't be able to do that. Or, again, I didn't do the last 2 Mudkip checks on my counter. Or you could do RNG manipulation, and that is slowly through the game you figure out the trainer ID, which you can just check on your card, and the seeker ID the game gives you that assist in shiny hunting and finding shiny frames. You can figure out those 2 numbers and figure out your RNG and manipulate it so that you know when the shiny frame is, and all you have to do is just try a few times and you get the correct input and you get a shiny Mudkip. I could do that as well. I have a copy of Emerald. I could have played it during that. However, this is a personal opinion. If you RNG manipulate for a shiny, that's totally fine. It's a completely legit shiny. Every software will see it as a legit shiny. You just found it in a legit game. I don't particularly like shiny hunting that way. Just because it feels like it takes the surprise out of it. So because of that, our soft reset hunts work in Ruby and Sapphire, and I knew I wanted to do it in Gen 3. So I just said, I'm going to do it in Sapphire. So I am. And I think I'll probably... I'll probably hunt until both counters are at 100. That's not when I necessarily wanted to end hunting. But again, sadly I started stream a little too late. But tomorrow I'm going to be streaming earlier in the day. So that should leave a good few hours for me to stream. But yeah, I'll do... Oh my gosh, I clicked Torchic again. I'll do however many hunts it takes with Mudkip, and then 30 more resets for Bulbasaur. And I think that's where I have to end it today, just because I have other stuff to do. Sad having a life, can't just shiny hunt forever. If I could, this shiny Professor Oak challenge would be a lot faster, and that'd be great. But unfortunately, that's not how it goes. Wish it was, but it isn't. I am also, last time... Didn't reset. Last time I was streaming, most of my streams consisted of playing ZA and doing Shiny Alpha Zone quest, where I find a Shiny Alpha in each zone. When I got up to like zone 14, but that really burned me out just because of how many shinies I would find before finding the shiny alpha, and so I stopped hunting that for a while, and that subsequently made me stop streaming for a while. I could have kept streaming and shiny hunting other things, but I just didn't know what, so I stopped. I also wanted to kind of like upgrade my stream a little bit. I wasn't happy with the way things looked. But now I am, like with the transitions. If you kind of accidentally saw it, like switching to the Switch, and like I could show you right now, I could switch to the so well, didn't mean to do that. But now that I've gotten, I feel better about streaming now with a better setup and whatnot. And I've even gone back to doing my Shiny Alpha Zone quest, but I'm kind of doing it more recreationally now, like doing it off stream. Just so I could take my time with it. I don't have to do it every day. I think I've gotten up to zone 16 now. I'm hoping for a shiny Alpha Froakie, because that'd be awesome. Like I said, Greninja's everything Charizard wishes he was. But yeah, just doing that, and then like doing on-stream hunts that I think are more fun and like rewarding. Because as much as like for as long as did I count that? I think I did. For as long as 1 in 8192 hunts take, when you finally find the shiny, it just feels so good. And I've kind of gotten like addicted to it. I love the high of finding like full odds shinies. I kind of dipped my toes in originally to shiny hunting 2D shinies in white 2 and black 2. Just because I was working my way up towards obtaining the shiny charm in those games, and since then I have, so now my hunts in that aren't full odds. But even with working towards finding, or not find it, in working towards getting the shiny charm in those games, I did find shinies along the way, and those are probably still some of my favorite shinies I have. Like, I remember trying to go and catch a Ditto in White 2 just to help with breeding some of the like first stage Pokemon that you can't catch, you have to breed for. But Torchic. But instead of finding a Ditto, I found a shiny Piloswine that I later evolved into a Mamoswine, and like those were my dex entries for that, and that felt awesome. I still have them in that game too. I move up Pokemon all the time. I move them to different games and stuff, but with the 2D games, I really like keeping the shinies in those games. Just because I think they're special. 2D shinies are awesome, and we don't really get those anymore, at least not often, until like Fire Red, Leaf Green coming to the Switch. So yeah, I definitely want to do more like 2D hunts, which means full odd hunts, and if they take me a long time, they take me a long time. Just means I get to have more conversations with people in chat and get to just enjoy the hunt, slowly lose my mind, all that good jazz. It's great, it's fantastic, I love it. I say that, however, in my personal time, I am crazy over odds for the Eevee in Heart Gold Soul Silver, so much so that I've now begun hunting it on 3 game files. Just because it's absurd, I'm losing my mind not being able to find it. I don't think I incremented that last medkit, but I mean, I know, like, I still have fun with it. I still do a few hundred resets at a time with it, and yeah, it's fun. I like it. And I know once I find that Eevee, I'm going to be over the moon. I'm going to do a backflip, even though I can't do one. I'm going to learn right in that moment. I'm going to spontaneously know how to do a backflip, because I finally found a shiny Eevee crazy over odds. I will say, another thing that I know is going to happen, just because it's 1 in any 192, and because it's one save file, I am probably going to have some of the largest, like, encounter numbers I've ever had shiny hunting doing the Professor Oak challenge. Because I think right now, my longest shiny hunt is like 34,000 encounters for a Cubchoo in Pokemon Shield, which is crazy that even took that long. That's not even like full odds, it's modern odds. Like 1 in, and I had the shiny charm, so it was 1 in 1392, or yeah, 1 in 1392 is the shiny charm odds, I'm pretty sure. And I was doing brilliant encounters too, so even every now and again I'd have like a 1 in 512 rate, and 34,000 encounters later, finally purple Cubchoo. I like took pictures of it. I was shaking, but yeah, that's definitely the longest hunt I've ever had. But I missed the last increment too, so I'll add it too. But I know that there's gonna be more in this game that take longer. And who knows, it could be Mudkip. I really hope it's not. And I really hope I didn't just jinx it by saying that. But I guess we just have to see. Increment that encounter. I don't know, I'm gonna say I did. No, okay, well, shows Torchic again. I'm telling you, one of these Torchics is gonna be shiny. I'm not gonna have a good time. Just kidding, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna say, hey Torchic, hey buddy, hey, wanna go to a farm? Wanna go to a nice farm? I know a colonel that would really like you. And I'm gonna reset over it, just kidding. And I will say, I did have the thought of after I'm done with the Professor Oak challenge, I was like, after I've done the Professor Oak challenge, I've had all of them and I can get in one cartridge. I should make a shiny living dex. Then I slapped myself because I said, you should not do that. That's a terrible idea. So I'm not gonna do that because that's insane. I would like to actually be alive by the time this challenge is over. I just had another Torchic encounter. That was like what, 2 Mudkip encounters in between Torchic encounters? I'm not paying attention. I gotta pay attention. Oh my goodness, 2 Torchic encounters back to back? Are you kidding me? It's like I'm hunting Torchic at this point. Now I will say tomorrow, I'm probably gonna be hunting both of these again. But I think once I find Bulbasaur, I don't know, that may not be true. I was gonna say once I find Bulbasaur, I may take a break and stream something else alongside Sapphire. But who knows? I may just want to keep going. I may want to like get the first badge, and then there's a really cool second hunt that I want to do. So who knows, really? It's all about what I feel like hunting in that moment. But I will hunt. I'll hunt both. Not both. What am I saying? My brain's not working. I will hunt all of the shiny badge quests on stream. That'll be less recreational. And I may do some hunts for it off stream. Maybe. I don't know. That's not set. Just because I want to make... obviously, Shiny Professor Oak challenge is going to be many videos. I cannot wait the whole time until this is... like, until I'm done to make the whole thing one big video. I can't do that. It's going to take too long. It'll be, like, hours long of a video. So it's going to be many videos. The first video I make about it is going to be like the introduction and the shiny Mudkip hunt. So, but I also want to make this shiny badge quest a video as well. And this would probably be just one, even though it's going to take a while. I also will say, I don't, oh my gosh, Torchic, keep doing this. I don't know where you go in Fire Red and Leaf Green to rename Pokemon. So this Bulbasaur for a while is just going to be Bulbasaur, but I will eventually nickname it. To what? I have no idea. But I'm not too worried. I know it's going to take a while. So I'll come up with a name eventually. What's up? How's it going, Giddies? Yeah. Oh, I clicked Torchic? I'm doing good. Just, I don't know, just today I've been starting both Bulbasaur and Mudkip hunts. Well, technically both. I started the hunts today, so... But eventually, I won't, I know. Well, Bulbasaur's taking a bit longer, just because I'm putting most of my energy and focusing on the Mudkip hunt on the Game Boy, But just for today, I'm gonna be doing 100, just cause I started stream way later than I wanted to. So can't exactly do a ton of hunts. Oh my gosh, 17,000. Yeah, that'll happen. I don't expect this Bulbasaur anytime soon. Especially if I'm just doing 100 today. It's just gonna be a drop in the pool of encounters. I've definitely had my fair share of override hunts like that. It's a grind, but it's always worth it seeing the Bulbasaur in the end. Or Charmander in your case. Yeah, at some point you just get so many encounters in, you can't really like just say, forget it. I've seen a ton of people when the game first came out, a ton of people wanted to shiny hunt starters, but they weren't used to shiny hunting in 8192 odds. So they did like 100, maybe 200 encounters, and then after it didn't shine, they just like bowed out. So, but that's not gonna be this guy. I'm probably gonna be in the same position as you. Which just happens. That'll be very satisfying. Lovely, lovely high I'll get doing that. I've done resets for shiny starters in many different games, so I've definitely felt the feeling of being stuck in a lab. I was stuck seeing Tapu Koko save me forever when I originally played Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon because I wanted shiny Rowlet to play the game through. Those resets are so long, but I just buckled down. I said I'm too far in now. Can't give up. But I have a good amount of 8192 hunts under my belt, so I'm pretty used to it. So, okay, Soul Silver and Heart Gold hunts, those are also 8192 odds, but those are way less insanity-inducing hunts because you see 3 encounters at a time. And they're super fast. So those, if anyone is ever trying to find just a shiny starter, and they want it full odds, but they don't want it too bad, I always say just do Heart Gold, Soul Silver. There we go. It's the Lazy Man starter hunt. That's right. Which is why I've done it 3 times before in the past. In Fire Red, that'd be cool. I've done that. That's what this Leaf Green game is gonna be. This is the beginning of a shiny badge quest. Oh yeah. Oh, thanks for the follow. Yeah. Years. I did a shiny badge quest in Soul Silver one time. That took me 4 years because that was 16 badges because I wanted to include the Kanto as well. Was it worth it? Yes, because I got 16 shinies, so that was awesome. Would I ever do it again? No, that took way too long. Always worth it. Shiny is always worth it. I would do anything to have a little creature with slightly different colored pixels. My favorite full out shiny, I forgot. Okay, there was my very first shiny ever was in Pokemon White 2, and I was running around. I was still trying to complete the story, and I found a shiny Dratini. And this was before I was a kid, so this was before I knew about the guaranteed Dratini in White Forest. So eventually, playing through the game, I had 2 shiny Dratinis. One of them, the first one I found, I evolved all the way to Dragonite, and then the second one, I think I also evolved into a Dragonite just because little kid me thought it was going to be awesome to go through the game with 2 shiny Dragonites, which it was. Army of Green Dragons. Everyone says that the shiny hunt isn't that good. Or, not the shiny hunt. The shiny itself isn't that good. They're lying. Shiny Dragonite is great. I love it. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, these are going to be the last 2 checks of the stream. Then I gotta go, sadly. But I will be back tomorrow to shiny hunt for longer. No shiny Mudkip, unfortunately. That's gonna take a while. I know it is. Bulbasaur! 100 encounters. Oh, thanks for the sub. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Right before the shiny Bulbasaur, give you shiny look. No, that's okay. The shiny look is gonna carry on to next stream. So that's embarrassing. My mic was off. Wrap up what I was saying by saying I think Bulbasaur is going to come first. Mudkip's going to take a while, even though the encounters are fast. But I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll stream longer. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Peace.